When I first encountered the all-new Honda HR-V, I decided to feature the top-spec Honda HR-V V Turbo first because, well, turbo. However guys, there are some people out there who don't really need to go fast, and usually these people will crush up the base spec Honda HR-V S with a base trim Toyota Corolla Cross G. So in this video, we will find out if the base trim Honda HR-V S presents a better value. Let's do this! Hello guys, I'm Reagan and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I invite you to click that subscribe button for your regular dose of Philippine automotive content. If you're my subscriber already, well, sit back, relax, click that like button and enjoy the show. Also, special thanks to Honda Cars Philippines for lending me the Honda HR-V S to do this car review. Now before we begin guys, if you find this video useful, clicking that super thanks button will also be highly appreciated. So the Honda HR-V in the Philippines gets two variants with this HR-V S acting as the base trim. However, unlike the all-new Honda Civic, which gets the same mechanical bits across the lineup, well, this base trim Honda HR-V S received a less powerful engine when you compare it to the top-spec HR-V V Turbo. Now, some of you out there might consider that to be a big downgrade, but friends, do keep in mind that the retail price of this base spec Honda HR-V S comes in at only 1,250,000 Philippine pesos. Now that is over 300,000 Philippine pesos less than the top spec HR-V V Turbo, and this HR-V S is also more affordable than its closest rival, the Toyota Corolla Cross G. Honda went through great lengths to truly distinguish the look of this base trim HR-V S from the top spec V Turbo. You see, it gets a really different front fascia here, mainly due to this front grille, which is designed to have these blacked out horizontal slats versus the mesh type grille found in the HR-V V Turbo. Now this, my friends, gives this base trim HR-V really more of an EV look, especially when you see it in this white paint job. However, despite being a base trim, this HR-V S still comes equipped with full LED headlight units, LED DRLs that double as the LED turn signals, and even a set of LED fog lights. The side profile of the base trim HR-V S is nearly identical to the V Turbo, save for the design of its 17-inch alloy wheels. Now, when I featured the HR-V V Turbo, I did mention that I prefer the design of the base trim HR-V, the wheels of the base trim HR-V, and after driving this vehicle for nearly a week, I still stand by my statement. You see, the two-tone design of these 17-inch alloys just goes so well with the clean and sleek side profile of this HR-V. Now behind these wheels guys, well, the base trim HR-V S still gets the same mechanical bits as the V Turbo. We get four-wheel disc brakes here, and for the suspension we have a MacPherson setup in the front and a torsion beam at the back. However, I was surprised to see that the ground clearance of this HR-V S is slightly taller than that of the V Turbo. You see, at 196 millimeters, yeah, it's a bit taller because the V Turbo's ground clearance is only at 180 millimeters. And when I gave it some thought, guys, I kind of came to the conclusion that maybe the HR-V S is slightly taller because it is also 100 kilos lighter than the HRV V-Turbo. The rear end of the HRV-S is quite modern and distinctive, mainly due to the full LED taillight units here, plus this LED light strip found across the center. Now when you pop open the manual liftgate of this vehicle, you'll see that it gives back over 400 liters of cargo capacity, which is good enough for a medium-sized luggage and a small carry-on beside it. Now this HRV is also equipped with Honda's famous ULT seats, which means that we can fold the back seats down and it folds flat, and that, my friends, effectively doubles your cargo carrying capacity. If you're wondering why this HRV-S is over 300,000 Philippine pesos cheaper than the V-Turbo, well, look no further than what's underneath the hood. You see, the HRV V-Turbo gets the more potent turbocharged gasoline engine that's also found in the all-new Honda Civic, while this base trim HRV-S only makes do with the all-new Honda City's gasoline engine. See, this 1.5-liter naturally aspirated four-banger here only puts out 119 horsepower and 145 Newton meters of torque. Power is still routed to the front wheels via a CVT transmission, and this CVT is also similar to the one found in the Honda City and not the CVT of the Honda Civic. Now this engine and powertrain might not wow me at all, guys, but at least it has some pretty decent fuel economy. You see, a light city drive can still return 10.3 kilometers per liter, while a highway drive on eco mode, goodness, as if I have the patience. Anyway, highway drive in eco mode returned to me 22 kilometers per liter. The cabin of the base spec HRV-S is a little bit somber looking and businesslike because we are surrounded by black materials here. It also feels a little bit low rent when you compare it to the base spec Honda Civic S. However, if you compare it versus the Corolla Cross G, then this cabin of the HRV feels like it's head and shoulders better than that of its rival. Would you guys like to see that, an actual comparo video between the HRV and the Corolla Cross? Maybe the HRV V-Turbo versus the Corolla Cross Hybrid? Well, if you want to see it, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, what sort of goodies do we have here? Well, we have fabric seats for this base trim HRV, as well as a urethane steering wheel. But in fairness to it, guys, well, the steering wheel is on the soft side. Now, we also have a pair of paddle shifters here, which I am truly grateful for. And this wheel also adjusts for tilt and telescoping. Wait, let me see. Where is that adjustment? There you go. It adjusts for tilt and it also telescopes. So there you go, guys. Now, when you look at the instrument gauge cluster here, well, it's a pretty standard analog instrument gauge cluster that comes with a multi-information display in the middle. Although we still don't get an engine temperature gauge here. I mean, the HRV V-Turbo doesn't get an engine temperature gauge, so yes, the base spec HRV also doesn't get that. Now, color me old school, guys, but I prefer to see what my engine's temperature is so that I'll know if I'm already on the brink of overheating. Now, when you move over to the infotainment system here, well, the base trim HRV still gets the same 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system here with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and the image of a reverse camera. Now, granted, it's still in that, that old school, old-fashioned CRT type housing, but in the several days that I've been driving this vehicle, it is quite useful and, well, it's user-friendly, guys. Now, as for the safety bits of the HRV-S, well, that's where this vehicle pulls away versus its other rivals because the HRV-S also gets Honda sensing. Now, as you're seeing on your screen, guys, aside from the usual passive safety bits here, we also have those driver assist aids, part of the Honda sensing system. We have a lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, forward collision alert, and emergency braking. So these are all really good features, guys. Now, as for the the climate control setup here. We have a fully automatic climate control system. We have a dual step cubby area here for some knickknacks. We have an electronic park brake with an auto hold feature and a couple of cup holders, which I will subject to my clean canteen test. Now this, my friends, is 600 ml. So let's see. As you can see, the HRV easily passes my clean canteen test. Now as for the cabin materials, guys, as I mentioned, it's all black. We do have some soft touch materials here, but this is still like, it's like a soft plastic on the dashboard. Also plastics on the door cards, guys. So it's really just mostly plastics here. Although in fairness to the HRV, the fit and finish is also pretty good. For a subcompact crossover, well, the Honda HRV gets one of the roomier back seats here. See, we get a ton of space. I'm 5'6", guys. This is my driving position here, and I get around 10 inches of knee room, although the headroom is a scant 3.5 to 4 inches, mainly because of that sloping roofline. The thing is, this HRV also has those nifty ULT seats here, so you can configure the seats any way you want it. That way it will give you cargo versatility. Now as for the amenities here at the back, well, the base trim HRVS still gets rear AC vents here. We still have a center armrest with a couple of cup holders. Now the only thing that's missing here, guys, are a pair of USB charge ports, which the V-Turbo gets. So yeah, if you're a rear passenger and you need to charge your gadgets, well, might as well bring your own power bank. The Honda HRV-S presents a better feature set than its category rival, the Toyota Corolla Cross G. It might be down on power versus the Corolla Cross, but the inclusion of Honda Sensing even in this base trim presents a tremendous value. Now, in case you're looking for the driving segment video of this Honda HRV-S, you can click here, and if you want to see my review of the top spec HRV V-Turbo, you can also click there. Now, if you reach this far and you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can also click this subscribe button and become part of the Reagan's Rides family. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.